Hey everyone, if you are new here, I share tips and tutorials on UI UX design. Today, we will be looking into Figma's interface, understanding how it works so you can start designing with confidence. But first, let's go over how to access Figma and set up your account. Let's get started.
Welcome back to my channel.
Stella the designer. Figma is cloud-based, which means you don't need to install software to use it. Here is how you can access it. The first way is to go to the website www.figma.com using any browser. Click sign up if you are new or log in if you already have an account. You can also sign up using Google, email, or SSO for Teams. Another way you can access Figma is to download the Figma desktop app for Windows or Mac from the official website. The app provides a smoother experience and lets you work offline with some limitations. And lastly, you can also access Figma through the Figma mobile app. It is available on iOS and Android, and it is great for reviewing designs on the go. For this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to get into the Figma interface using the first option. Let's get right into it. This right here is the Figma interface. For you to land on this particular interface, you must have an account with Figma. So to do that, you have to go to www.figma.com. When you get to the landing page, on the top right of the page, you'll see a button, Get Started. If you do not have an account, just click on the Get Started button and then follow the prompts. Okay, so if you already have an account, you can proceed to log in, enter your email and your password, and then you would get on this page. So if you are here already, this is the Figma interface, and it basically has four parts: the left part, the right part, the middle part, and then the bottom part. And all of those parts have their respective names, and we'll get to them shortly. So let's start with the bottom part. The bottom part here is called the toolbar section. And the toolbar section houses essential design tools, very essential design tools. The middle part here can be called the canvas. So you can think of it as a vast area of land, a very vast area of land on which you can erect buildings, okay? Now, from this toolbar, we would be starting with one very important tool, which is the frame tool. So clicking on the frame tool, you would automatically have different options of frames that you can use, okay? So you can think of a frame as an artboard. Okay, so you would have the option to select a phone frame, a tablet frame, a desktop frame, a presentation frame, a watch frame, a paper frame, okay? And then what's exciting is that you can even draw your frame. So this is me drawing a frame here. So the frame allows you to create a design area on the canvas, so that you can put all of your design elements in a place. You know that you are designing in an enclosed area. This is what the frame does for you. So anything you are designing should be done in a frame. So after having this frame now, the next tool we'll look at is the shape tool. So with the shape tools, you would have access to different shapes. So all of these shapes can be used to create assets. Okay, so for instance, this is a rectangle. So you can just go and then place the rectangle in your frame. Okay, if you'll be needing a polygon, you just have to click on the polygon and then place it in the frame. Okay, now this is what the shape tool does for you. The next tool we'll look at is the creation tools, and it's basically made up of the pen and the pencil tools. So what this creation tool does for you, especially the pen tool, it gives you the ability to create a shape that has not been listed under the shape tools. So with the pen tool, you can customize shapes, you can create assets that are not available under the shape tools. Okay, you can draw anything at all you want. You can even use it to illustrate. Okay, so that is how important the pen tool is. Next is the text tool. This is a very, very, very important tool. So to use it, you just click on it and then click in the frame and type. As simple as this. You can see. And just type. So this is us using the text tool. And then the next one we'll look at is the actions tool. So the actions tools give you access to your assets. So what are assets? Assets are reusable components. Components that you would use very often in your design, and you don't necessarily have to, design them when you want to use them. So you can just design them and then save them as your assets. Okay, you design them and make them a component, and then that automatically save them under this assets section. So at every point in time when you need them, you just go to the assets area and then retrieve them. Okay, so this is where you can get them. And then plugins are just what you can use to make your workflow better, smoother. Okay, so there are a lot of resources here that you can use, okay, to make sure that your workflow is faster. Okay, so it makes everything easy for you. So this are where you can have your assets and your plugins. Now that we have looked at the tools in the toolbar section, and we have also we also have a knowledge of what the canvas area is and how to carve out a niche for your design. Now let's look at the left part. So this left part here is the layers panel. So from the layers panel, you can give your design file a name. Let's call it name, right? So you just type in here, and this is it. Your design file has a name. Okay, so what does the layers panel do for you? It helps you to organize your work. It helps to keep things neat. From this layers panel, you can actually locate all of your design files and objects in there. You can see as I am moving, it is highlighting what I am hovering on. Okay, so you can locate your files here. This small padlock can help you lock down an object, so it won't be editable. Okay, so you can even close it off. You see, I am closing my text object. So this is what you do from the layers panel. It helps you to organize, and then it helps to keep things very, very neat. The right panel is the properties panel, and this is where the actual magic happens. Okay, so it is from the right panel that you can edit your design, edit objects, edit your shapes, edit your text. Everything happens from the properties panel. And how do you edit? You just have to click on the object. So when I clicked on this rectangle, all of the properties of this rectangle would be displayed, and then I would have the opportunity to edit them. For instance, this particular rectangle has a width of 124 and a height of 121. If I want to increase the width to say 200, I just have to type it and press the enter button, and you see that it has been increased. Okay, and then not just the dimensions, you can also change the color. So you just have to click on color and then use the color picker and pick whatever color you want. You can use this slider to change from a particular color to another, and then use the picker to make your choice. So this is me just moving around and changing the color property of the rectangle. Okay, it's as easy as this. And then aside from color, you can add a stroke. So let's add a stroke to this rectangle. Just click on the stroke button and let's give it a width of 10. So you see the stroke properly. You see a stroke has been added. Aside from the stroke, you can add effects. You can add a drop shadow effect, an inner shadow effect, a layer blur, a background blur. So let's add drop shadow effect. And to make it very prominent, let's do 12 here. So you can see it has been added. Okay, so this rectangle has a drop shadow. It has a drop shadow. Okay, so this is it. The drop shadow is the shadow underneath the rectangle. So before we call it okay, right? Before we say okay, I now have an idea of how this whole thing works. There's another very important tool, which is the move tool. This one here that has been highlighted in blue. It is what you use to move your design objects around your file. You see, I am using it to move all of these things around, all of the design objects around. So the move tool is really important. It's a very important tool. Okay, so basically this is just a quick introduction or a quick tutorial on the Figma interface. Okay, and for you to really get familiar with this interface, you need to practice. The more you practice, the more you use this tool, the more you edit and move things around and create things and all of that, the more you get used to it. So there's nothing complex here. Okay, it's very straightforward. Once you just know what the various parts are used for, it will be easy for you to fully understand and grasp how to manipulate and use all of these tools for your design. This is a quick tour of Figma interface. So now that you know how to sign up, log in and navigate the workspace, you're set to actually start designing. So for the next video, I'll be showing us how to create basic UI components. So if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, this is the right time to do so, and also hit the notification bell to be the first to know when I put out new contents. So until next time, bye.